Hey beer tubers, Ryan here, back with another episode of San Diego Beer Vlog. Thanks for joining me. Today we're looking at a brewery that's just outside of San Diego County, and they're up in Temecula, California, Riverside County. We're looking at Black Market Brewing Company's Rye IPA. This is a beer that won a gold medal at 2010 GABF. I've had it on draft. You can usually find their beers on draft around Stone and North County and Churchill's and locally. So this is, I believe, the first time they've bottled it. They just got a bottling line recently. I checked, it is a bottle conditioned beer, so I'm just going to pour out first bit real carefully. And I have had it before, but I like to see how it does in the bottle. So as you can tell from the name, it's a rye IPA. They are claiming to use 20% rye malt in there at 70 IBUs. So should get a good amount of rye character on this beer. Pours out a nice copper color, very little carbonation coming up. Let's swirl it around a bit, see if we can get a little bit more head. It's a light off-white, maybe yellow tinged head. Fairly, there's a little bit of chill haze on there, but it's a pretty clear looking beer. Let's get the aroma. Yeah, you're getting citrusy American hops, and you're getting a spiciness, which I guess is coming from that rye malt. It's got some sweeter orange notes, a little bit of a ruby red grapefruit. There's a bit of like an herbal character as well. There's a sweetness, get a little bit of caramel, sweet bready notes. So it smells pretty good. Let's dig in. Cheers. It's a nice beer. Could use a bit more carbonation to kind of help it out. I think maybe this bottle didn't quite carbonate fully. Up front, I get actually a good amount of sweetness, sweet malt character, sweet hop notes, and then it finishes dry and has a bitter finish to it. Actually, that first sip was a bit misleading. As I drink on it more, I get a lot more bitterness up front, and it does linger around. Overall, it's slightly balanced towards the hops, but there is plenty of malt character in there. The rye definitely comes through. Get a lot of that bready spiciness. There's some toastiness to the beer. There's some light caramel notes. It's got a nice malt character to it. And then hop wise, it tends to be a little more bitter grapefruit in terms of the bitterness character, but then there's some sweet orange notes, some sweet like ruby red grapefruit notes to it. There's a little bit of an herbal character and a little bit of a pine character in there as well. They kind of work well with the rye spiciness. As I continue to drink on a bit more, some more of that like piney character comes out. The citrus is definitely there, but it's got your typical C hops with some nice pininess, slight herbal kick. Spiciness coming from the rye. I'm going to go with a B+ on this one. Definitely above average, approaching A category. On draft, I think in the past I had it. It was definitely like an A- type of beer. So this bottle could use a bit more carbonation, so I'm kind of docking it for that. But they just started bottling, so hopefully they get it worked out and get the CO2 levels to be where I think it probably should be for this type of beer. But I think if you're looking for something different, a different kind of IPA, the rye character is great in this one. It's a little different. It's almost completely opposite of what, say, Alpine's Nelson is, which is another rye IPA that you can get around San Diego County. But I'd certainly recommend picking this one up. It's definitely a nice variation on your typical IPAs. And there's not a lot of rye IPAs out there, and I think there should be, because I think the rye malt plays really well with the hops. So that's going to wrap it up for this one. Until next time, please comment, subscribe. Cheers.